Ladies, gentlemen, and androids. PodzQuad Network presents to you the one and only PodzQuad. This is the internet's hottest Thursday night variety opinions and late night talk show. Prepare your ear holes and eye sockets for the phenomenal cast of all cast in viewership history. We have comedy, the ghetto media news, Illuminati 101, eat this, don't eat that, new energy spiritual center insights, business stuff, try to not laugh, ask an expert, questions from the crowd, spooky investigations, the Bible thumper, wrestling, food reviews, and what would you do situations. Stay tuned for the end because we play games that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Support us by liking, commenting, and subscribing to our channels or social media at PodzQuad. Tonight's episode features the prolific, magical, groundbreaking, angel sword swinging Poegosi, aka Sinister Poe of Drunk Wizard Gaming, the Alchemist, Frontline Warrior, Fountain of Creation, Dini Michi aka Houdini Black of iHeartRadio's Vigilantes Radio, the leader of the Third Light Warrior mission, recording artist, actor, and author, the multifaceted Pastor K-Ice, the human library, master chef, the devil's advocate of the cast, and educator, SK the Wise, better known as SK Mac, rock star musician, master of kicks and chops, and co-host of What's Up Bro podcast. The knowledgeable, complex, and compassionate, it's Sam Crow.
Oh, okay.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another incredible episode of the PodzQuad HQ. This is episode 122, and I'm your host, Dini, along with the homies. We have SK Mac in the house. Pew, pew, pew. We have Sinister Poe in the house. Pew, 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 pew. What's up, fellas? Happy
You
Thursday.
need one of those like DJ panels so
Yeah.
that when you do that, it's
Oh
like
yeah, the soundboard.
Yeah,
yeah,
soundboard.
glitz and glam.
Yeah.
I'm actually having a very superficial moment over here. I'm not 100% okay with being on camera. One moment. And plus, I hate when my lighting shows that freaking ring thing. It doesn't create the illusion that I've made it. You know what I mean? That there's a team in my house right now doing hair, makeup. I couldn't create that facade today.
Oh, because of your lighting?
A multitude of things.
Okay.
Lighting, hair, haven't had a shaved face. Not prepared. But I'm still like, I mean, look at this face card. Still don't, decline or nothing. But is it the way I really want to present myself to the world? Maybe not.
But then you get some new clippers.
I did, and they're in there. Do you hear what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. I got those clippers twice, actually, because when I moved, they robbed me and they took those. And I told my best friend, and my best friend got me another pair. Now, just for you to have some trivia to work with, did you know, facts? The second pair she got me weren't as good as the first pair. Still high quality clippers, but they were not the same as the first.
What happened? They're out of
Nothing happened.
out
I'm
of production.
in just nothing. I'm out of production.
What do you mean you're out of production?
Like I've just been kind of in a cave, in a cocoon of my own mentality and just different thoughts and points of view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember I told you before you got to keep swimming though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not swimming. I'm not crashing out or anything. I just
Mhm.
needed a moment for me to make sure that all systems were in order. All everything is in
Yeah.
check. Sometimes you have to do a check-in. A lot of
Yeah.
times when
Yeah.
we talk about paying attention to our mental health, it's
Mhm.
because we're at the extreme end of it. But that's an ongoing thing that you have to give maintenance to. And when you realize that you have to be self-aware enough to know when you are being triggered, unraveled, when you need to just take a step back, you know, because you don't want to regress in whatever progress you have made, but
Mhm.
you are also not in a place where you are willing to put your best foot forward right then. And that's
Mm.
Yeah.
okay. That's
Mhm.
okay. You just need a breather, not
Mhm.
necessarily stopping on the path, but pausing to appreciate the roses, if
Yeah.
you want to say it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I can understand that. Also, kind of
Yeah.
like NASCAR. The car is going doing all the laps, and occasionally you got to hit the pit stop just to you know get some new tires, some
Yeah.
water,
I mean, great
refresher.
car,
Yeah.
fabulous car, performing
Mm-hmm.
to all of its expectations. But it's good practice to check in
Mm-hmm.
because it's using tires and things that are consumable. So what does that mean? Something could have happened to where it consumes a little bit more at one time than another. Maybe because it's traveling on a circle and it never really turns outward on its right tires. The left tires are getting eaten up at a rapid pace. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to check in. And then guess what? You can check in and the tires are just fine. And that's okay.
Yeah.
You can check in and everything is just fine. That's okay.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man, Poegosi, do you have an update from the Bone fans? So SK, Poegosi went viral last week. Um, for being
Viral.
for being opinionated.
What do you mean viral? What are specs on viral?
It's like if someone shares your stuff to
No,
like a
no, no, no.
ton
I
of
know what viral means. What are the specs? The data? How many numbers?
I don't know because since they shared it, they would have the data, but it had a lot of likes and comments, so I can't tell
What's
you
a
the
lot of likes?
like some got up to like over 100 on certain groups and then like tons of
Oh, okay.
comments. So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, but she shared it all over. She's like one of the biggest Bone fans I found out. So she thought what I
Okay.
posted was funny and she shared it. But it was something that fans are divided on. I just said, Bone Thugs and Harmony, they're coming out with a new record. I think they should have a new Ouija board song. And you say the word Ouija board, that just makes people's ears stand up. Some people will be like, yeah, I want the old school. And some people are like, nah, they're with God now. You can't do that. But it creates debate. Anything that creates debate, you know,
Controversy.
yeah, it grows. I wasn't trying to do that though. I was just trying to be funny. I didn't think she was going to share it out like that because I don't.
Sometimes that's when the best moments happen, when it's organic.
Right. Because I
Right.
We
wasn't
were just
planning
talking
anything.
about this backstage. We were just talking about
Mm-hmm.
this.
Yeah, when you don't plan
Creating
it.
those more organic moments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess if you really say what's on your mind and someone finds it crazy and they share it, then and then everyone argues in the comments and the yeah. So, I don't know, man. I haven't checked the update. I haven't made a reply yet. I need to do that. I need to tell them to come on here and give their opinion about the album.
Hmm.
Like, jump on PodzQuad and tell us, what you think. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a lot more fun than just being in the comments. I think if you get on the microphone. So.
Well, yeah, you let
Yeah.
loose
I mean,
last week verbally, so hopefully,
how
yeah,
did he let
Probably the
loose?
last two episodes I did. You mean I
yeah,
got unhinged?
yeah, he did. He got unhinged.
Oh,
Yeah, but I still haven't got his unhinged. It's like, I don't want to get because you said you can't go Kanye, otherwise we get canceled. So I had to hold back.
well, I mean, you could get canceled from one platform, but he's still
Yeah,
making
but I'm
money.
not trying to get this show canceled because it'd be different if I was by myself and I want to be dubbed. Then that's on me, right? But I can't do mess up stuff for the cast. That's a whole different story. I gotta just if I want to go crazy, I gotta go do it way over there. So
Whenever y'all do things that I don't want to be co-signed to, like I'm thinking to myself, maybe the superintendent might take a look at this podcast just scrolling. I hit this number right here. I hit that number right there. And I do it so
That's smart.
often, and I do it just so discreetly. Y'all go into toilet humor. Y'all know it makes me mad. Y'all want to see
Yeah,
my
I know
face.
you
Y'all
cut
want that
out whenever
reaction.
toilet humor. You
I don't give
disappear.
it.
Yeah,
I don't give it. I don't get it. And if I really impressed about something, because I got to talk to myself, my council of people up there, it's like 7. I hit this number right here.
We're getting the behind the scenes.
We get the whole behind the scenes. When you see SK Mac doing these things, this is what happens.
You gotta know how to handle problems.
Yeah.
You gotta know how to handle problems in a way that is discreet and minute. In my opinion, that's been my approach to handling problems. Like I don't have to be loud and keep saying, "Could y'all stop talking about people excrement and etc." Like I'm highly uncomfortable. I don't have to say that. You guys know it. You do it for a reaction. So what does that mean? You entered this situation with certain facts. So it's like, oh, okay, they choose to ignore it.
Well, it's not that. It's like you're outvoted,
Oh, I get it. It's all fun. It's all very fun, but it's like, am I going to sit on camera and talk about human waste? You won't get an image of me with audio behind it.
That's when you leave.
Talking about human waste or being a part of a conversation about human waste. You won't get that.
And honestly, it's really not about us. It's more so about that's just the kind of stuff that's floating around in the algorithms for some reason.
Great.
And we talk about it because sometimes it's funny.
And you guys have listen.
Sometimes
they say what's good for the goose is good for the gander. That ain't always true. Okay. Okay, because I think a gander might be a little bit bigger than a goose. So like the size shirt for a goose might not even fit a gander. Like, so no, it ain't always true. But for the most part, it is true. Okay. So that's just one part that it ain't true on. Like, that's not good for me.
Yeah. So, and sometimes starts off like as a joke. I was just telling Dini, man, I want to start getting more unhinged because I'm getting bored. I want to become more of a crazy character, but I feel like I got too unhinged. So now I think I'll do my new character today, which is more spooky and dark humor. So I think I'm going to go with that once we get to some questions. Yeah, I'm going to maybe go into that character. And I think that's better for the ratings because unhinged, you're just going to piss off a lot of people either way. I think it's, Kanye, he just pisses off a lot of people off the bat. So it's a thing. Yeah, you're going to get attention, but you're also going to make half the world mad.
That goes back to the conversation we were having backstage, too. Now that you're saying, okay, I want to try this different approach.
It hasn't really been working.
How long are you going to try this approach of the dark, spooky persona?
I think I want to stick to that instead of the super unhinged.
Yeah, but what does stick to that means? Data, numbers. I want to run this consistently for how long?
Okay, so it means like not breaking character on my solo shows, not breaking character here, building storylines, narratives, getting people to come here, building topics where they come here, kind of like WWE.
But for how many days?
I want to try to do it for like a month. Let's try it for a month.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at. Because now you have a month, right?
And then we can see if it's working or not.
Yes, on day 30 you have something concrete.
Right. If the numbers went up, if the viewership went up, if the money went up, then we can say, okay, this formula is working. At least for me. Like, not everyone has to be a spooky character, but that would
the
be
whole point of the conversation backstage
was that, right?
Was to have accountability and real life markers in place for growth patterns that you display. So if you say you're going to change this because you don't want this to happen to you, like I said, if you make that F, you can't just study for 2 days off the F because you high off the fact that I've messed up.
Yeah.
How long are you going to keep that new profound study practice in place before you say this study practice doesn't work? Because you can't judge the study practice off to, just like a diet. I can't be vegan for 2 days and then not
Right.
lose the weight I want and say, oh, vegan doesn't work.
Right. You at least need a couple months at least. I would say.
Right. But
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
order for
couple of
that to
years.
happen, you have to
Yeah.
put numbers in place which
Right.
hold things accountable. It helps you to be able to prove practices. You have something concrete. You have an anchor.
Yeah.
And like for an example, you said it this today. It's April 17th. May 17th, you would have tried it 30 days.
Yeah. So
Let's
I'm gonna
have
give it
that
30 days.
conversation
Let's do it
then.
30 days,
Let's
and then
have
like
that
really,
conversation then.
really go
What did
into
the
it.
new dark spooky persona do? Did you see more views? First of all, in us having that conversation, you got to know numbers. What are your views now?
Right. We have to
You
measure
don't
for
know if
what
you
the views are
received an
now.
increase if you don't know your numbers now.
Right. I got to record what it is today or this week, and then go from there.
Yeah, the whole focus of it was just putting more measures in place to help you continue to be on the growth pattern. Like, it's not to say that the change is bad, it's just to say, how long have you tested the
Right.
change to see if it genuinely works? Because if you do the dark and spooky persona for the next 3 shows and then say, hey, it works, or just see immediate success, you know, like, did it really work? Even because you got success, you may find that that persona, as you keep going down the line, is taxing to you. It takes you to a dark space. Your mental health is suffering. So you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just because you
Exactly.
got the success and the views doesn't mean it still work. Just because you hit, you got viral or whatever. So put more measures in place to say, hey, did this work? I tried this for 30 days. I tried this for 6 months. I tried this for X amount of time. I started it on this day, you know? And once again, those check-ins, like we talked about backstage too, that's very important. So along the way, do your necessary check-in. You know what I'm saying? If you're
Definitely.
if you're gonna do this new persona, and I try to keep giving the example that's provided to make sure the concept is understood. But if you're gonna do the whole dark spooky persona on YouTube, right? And
Yeah.
you say, I'm gonna commit to things 6 months of this, and that's what I'm gonna see to see if it works, to test the theory, right? Those check-ins that we talked about look like, what does that look like? Well, first weekend, first month in, go look through your comments, see what the reactions are.
Right. That's important. Yeah.
Yeah,
Reactions.
but in that, you have to have something to compare it to. So you have to have that kind of practice going already in the moments of low numbers to know what to compare it to. Reach out to some of those people that are always commenting.
Yeah.
Jump in
Oh
their
yeah.
inbox.
Definitely.
Thanks for supporting. Da 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 da. What's your favorite part of what I'm doing? Da 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 da. They'll
Yeah.
tell you free of charge. You know what I mean? But you have to make sure that you set a timeline basically for whatever change you're trying to incorporate, or you don't know if it was successful or not.
Right. You can't just say, "Oh, I did it one episode. I didn't see the numbers go up." Oh well, I guess
Right.
I'll do
Because you
something
may
else
find
next
that
week. Right. You
you
got to
may
stick to
find that you
something.
have success in your dark and spooky persona, right? And
Yeah.
you may jump from maybe 1,000 views to 3,000 views, right? Not really just doing what you want, but you saw improvement. You didn't see it because you still are on the path of trying it out. And maybe what you may find in doing those check-ins is that they want you to be darker and spookier.
Oh.
And then when you
Ooh,
become that
yeah.
darker and spookier, now your audience is opened up more and you're getting 10,000 views in your normal time. Like you got to
Yeah.
do those check-ins, and if you really gonna change something, you have to really be logical throughout the whole thing. What is the timeline? How am I going to check this along the way to make sure it's going well? What tweaks I can make along the way? Like, it was all the stuff we was just talking about.
Exactly. It's funny how we were talking about this just now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Backstage.
Man, backstage has the best conversation.
I know it always usually does. Like the pre-show,
It's
the preview
crazy
show,
because it doesn't make
usually
it to the
does have the best
show, but it'd be
conversation.
such good content. It's some of the best work. It's organic. It's real organic.
I guess I should just start rolling when I make it to the show, and then
Um,
and that way you won't know the show is rolling.
let's talk about it.
Yeah.
not on live.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to give the viewers that much of me. So let's make sure we discuss it to make sure the parameters in place for comfortability.
Okay. That works for me.
So I'm open to it, but with parameters.
Got you. Got you. Okay. It is week 19 of wise quotes from thought leaders and entrepreneurs. This week, quote said, "It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you will do things differently." Quoted by Warren Buffett. What do you think about that, SK?
Wow.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but to a degree, it's true. To a degree, it's true. But also, I'm conflicted with this one because, like, we were just talking about Kanye and cancel culture, right?
Exactly.
So he has a reputation of being a great artist, right? But then he
Mm-hmm.
has these moments where he messes up. Okay. So that reputation down the drain, right? In just 5 minutes, if we're sticking to this.
Yep.
So in that, I was talking about how, yeah, he's canceled, but he's still getting a check. Well, let's explore that a little further. When you're canceled, even if it's by the majority, there's still an audience that you appeal to that won't mind cutting you a check or putting you on their platform, etc. Yeah, you might lost the deal with Disney, but guess what? OnlyFans will pay you or whatever. You get what I mean? You may not appeal to that particular audience. So yeah, you may have lost a tremendous amount of your following or work or whatever, but because you spent 20 years doing what you do,
Yeah.
that's the amount of excellence that's been obtained that can't be taken from you. So yeah, you had a
Okay.
mess up and people are judging you harshly, but you still can perform. And people who need whatever it is done know that. And sometimes they might take advantage of you in these moments because now you can't charge as much for whatever it is you
Yeah,
do.
they started.
Because now you this 20-year reputation of building houses or whatever is down the drain or whatever the case may be. But you we still know he knows how to build a great house. And for me, a person who don't care about whatever mistake he made, I wonder if he'll build my house for $300 per square foot or however much they charge per square foot. I want a deal on it, like because you're not so hot right now. But there's
Yeah.
always an audience for someone. So I'm kind of conflicted with this one. Like, yeah, their reputation can be ruined, but not completely.
So if R. Kelly get out of jail, he can just go back to being the
Great
king
point.
of R&B.
Great point. Let me fix lighting over here. Great point. I'm glad you used that one. He's a great point because he's been canceled. But watch this. You and I both know people who will still play R. Kelly. There are clubs that will still play R. Kelly. So he still has an audience
That's a
because
fact.
what he did had a reputation for being of excellence to where it's still being appreciated. Now he has made a mistake and we may not trust his judgment going forward, but he still has an audience based off of that reputation.
Yeah. Doesn't change the fact that he still has skills.
If he wrote a song, if he puppeteered a whole song, and by puppeteer I mean wrote it, found the voice that he liked to perform it, got them to even project the image he want performed on it, beats, etc., all the aesthetics, all the acoustics, etc.
Mm-hmm.
It'll flow because he has spent 20 years in the field learning what makes a hit, so he knows the patterns of what makes a hit. That's something that can't be taken away from him.
That's a fact.
That's something. It's like education that cannot be taken from him. That
That's a
is
fact.
education.
Yeah. It's experience too.
Exactly. But experience is really informal education, is what I'm getting at.
Got you. Okay, that's a fact.
I like that one. I
Yeah.
actually really like that one. Experience is informal education. I like that one.
So, Poe, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. You know, it's like the thing with Kanye, like you were saying. I think Kanye is so rich, like they could cancel him, but he, like he says, he still has his billions of dollars, so he doesn't care that all his sponsorships got canceled because he already made his money. So I guess he's saying I can exercise my freedom of speech the way I really want because I'm there. But most people can't. People that are going to get fired over that and don't have billions of dollars, they do got to be more careful what they say, or they're not as big as him, right?
Exactly.
So I think it just depends, yeah, like where you are in life. I think more people do hold back when they think their YouTube will get shut down. Like me, I know if I get too crazy on Facebook, they could shut down my Facebook. That's in the rules, right? So like I'm not above the rules. Same thing like on YouTube. So if I go against the community standards, that's it for me. I can't just be like, hey, I would just say freedom of speech. So I think it just depends like where you are in life and if you want to take it there. Like him, he's like, hey, I can do this because I'm where I'm at, but I don't think everybody can. But also reputation is not just about money. You might worry, what does your community think of you, your friends, your family, all those things? Because he said everybody left him and he feels like hurt and betrayed, that because after he said what he said, people don't want to be around him now. They're probably just scared because they don't know what's going on or understand where he's coming from or what's going on. So that's what I'm saying. There's other consequences that come with, I guess, going too crazy, speaking certain things. But yeah, I guess if you're in a certain place in life and in certain communities, you don't want to push too far. Like I said, remember I was saying I was pushing in the music community and I was kind of just throwing a little jab out there to have fun. I wasn't going to go hardcore with something where everyone's going to be mad. I'd rather make it where they laugh or think it's entertaining instead of like, oh man, we don't want to like even share this guy's stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's what I think. But I guess I'm coming more for the content creator or artist side of it. But yeah, I think.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of truth to that. Like
each side is important.
We were just literally talking about this.
We were talking about
backstage.
this. It's kind of spooky.
Yeah, because
what the heck, dude?
like I was telling you, like how I like to carry my way and attach myself to certain things here.
Yeah.
So it's just like, that's the same thing. Why am I exuding that behavior? It's because I haven't established myself enough to where I can ruffle feathers or make enemies or etc. Right now, I'm marketing myself I'm casting my net wide. Do you get what I mean? So
yeah,
in that, you can't really the best way to say it is to say do your best to appeal to the masses until you find the audience that celebrates you, then let your hair down then, but
you haven't had to do it before.
In other words,
some people may say that's fake for real, like just analyzing it. Some people may say that's fake, but to me, it's protective because you don't want to put yourself out there to the wrong audience and receive unnecessary backlash.
Well, in other words, it is. Go ahead. No, I lost my train of thought. Dang.
It's like
it was a good one too.
Okay, it's like Dini was saying last time. There's some things that you'll stand up and draw the line in the sand for. Like that's fine. Like you're gonna stand something you believe in. You're gonna back it up, stand on business. But I think when I was just getting unhinged, I was going too far. I think it's too soon. I was just like maybe going too crazy. So I was thinking about that. Yeah, man, I'm borderline going Kanye. But without going Kanye, But I never would go Kanye because I wouldn't do those things like, the old crossing the line stuff. I don't even think about that stuff. So that's the whole thing. But
see, that's the thing though. When it's Kanye, people are going to do what they want to do despite the consequences.
He doesn't care. He's at the point where he doesn't care. Yeah.
I mean, you can take 20 years to build a brand, to build a reputation, and then 5 minutes ruin it. And, you could think about that all you want, but in the heat of the moment, people choose themselves a lot of the times and not really think about the ripple effect that comes with decisions that are important. You know, even if it lasts 5 minutes, that's still a super important decision that you've made that now others have to experience the ripple effect of your decision. And
But that
I just
comes
think,
from
and I just
suppressing
think
things.
people are still going to want to do what they want to do in the heat of in the heat of the moment, no matter belief system or not. We just have some people just have some folly that comes with not having self control. And so what, you know, just because you think
Well,
about it, don't mean you change your mind in the heat of that decision.
you know, you're gonna get commentary from me.
Okay,
I
here we
feel
go.
like, as he was saying it, he was saying, "SK Mac, I want to have a conversation with you." That's all they said to me. Um, for me, that's an excuse to continue to be weak. If I'm gonna say it
Ooh.
black and white,
Oh
Okay.
my goodness.
Okay.
and
Okay.
no, and we're just talking vaguely. I hope this isn't something you're personally struggling with or whatever. But
No,
if
I'm
it
saying
is,
like explain further, please.
I
Yeah.
might want to make a comment after this because you
because
said that,
to
yeah.
say that basically people gonna do what they want to do in the heat of the moment, it's
Mm-hmm.
like saying, it's okay to crash out. But it's like if it's a pattern of you crashing out, like what are you gonna do to stop it? So you stop exerting that type of energy on things. Like at some point it becomes repulsive to see because you grow older and you're throwing a tantrum. So it's like
Yeah, yeah.
other people are kind of looking at you and judging like, what didn't they get in their childhood to
Why is he
learn how to
melting down?
police? Yeah, to learn how to police their feelings. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's what
Oh
it kind
yeah.
of boils down to. Like at the end of the day, because yeah, in the heat of the moment, people may exert responses that are a little bit more turned up and a little bit more aligned
Unhinged.
with how they feel in that angry state or
Mm-hmm.
turned up state. But at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, we're adults. So let's think about it this way.
Oh, this is
Are
good.
you are a are you a housewife type person or a love and hip hop type person? Are you the type of person that cannot police your feelings in a way that you can't deliver verbal attacks like on the Housewives franchise?
Mm.
Or are you the type of person that crashes out to where now we need security on the set? You can't get signed with certain, you can get signed with Love and Hip Hop on MTV, Zeus, or now that's TV. You have isolated
Jerry
yourself
Springer.
from certain audience. Why? Because you don't know how to police your feelings. And then
Yeah, you
people
can't
will write
control
that
that.
off too. They'll say, "Oh, well, I'm expressing myself free. I'm being real. I'm being real." Well, how is that working out for you? Continue to be real. Continue to be real. Be authentically you. But
Yeah.
it's a reason that we police ourselves when we go in public. It's so that we can all be comfortable in the
Oh yeah,
masses.
yeah, yeah. I
You
don't
know what I
say certain
mean?
things in
So
public.
you can be authentically you. Tell me how that works out for you, because you crashing out because I'm reacting in this moment and this is how I feel, my feelings hurt, etc.
Or
Let me
I'm
tell
pissed
you, and
or
I
just
tell my students this all the time. If you can't get it from me, and they pay me nicely,
yeah.
if you can't get it from your mama and she love you, they underpay a team of people who don't care about you. And whether you get it or not, that 925 or whatever that cop is making, he's just gonna put you away. Whatever your problem is, whatever crash out you having, and then that's if you're lucky. Because
Right.
you might meet somebody who is equally of a crash out as you and don't play that. And then your mama got somewhere to go Sunday.
Mm.
Oh, there you go.
It's too real of a message.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, crash out. Be real. If that's what you want your life legacy to be, you want to be known for
Get
being this
unhinged.
authentic person who always is keeping it real. Let me tell you something. Glorilla said it best. She just passed the cemetery. It's plenty room for people. It's plenty room. You lucky if you meet that cop and you end up in a cell. You lucky. Because I mean, then what? You got 3 meals, a solid address, heating, air conditioning, etc. The conditions are terrible, but you not dead or severely hurt and on the way to death, left dead for dead somewhere.
You have housing. Think of the people who don't have housing.
Exactly.
Do you think though that because society, like mainstream society, has like an opinion on whatever, maybe politics or spirituality, all that, and if you go against it, you already know they're going to get mad. Like for example, I was going to say another thing I did in the Bone community. I said I happen to agree with a lot of stuff that Busy Bone says on his IG story. I just said, and I didn't say specifically what, but I said a lot of stuff he says, I feel, I didn't say what. And I said, I think it's because we're both Virgo and because he's highly intelligent. They went crazy. Once again, it wasn't anything that crazy. I'm just saying I agree with a lot of his views. But I feel like you can't even say that because people are going to get mad. But I feel like when artists say their views, and people don't agree, they get so mad. I don't know why, that's why sometimes we don't want. I feel like that's why sometimes people don't want to say their views.
That's not the audience that they appeal to.
Yeah. I just feel that
frankly, because at the end of the day, when an artist produces music,
oh yeah, they're still gonna love the music.
The audience of people listening to it have to choose to listen to it, right?
They're gonna love the music.
But when
no
they do something,
when they say I believe in this,
viewed, that is projected to multiple audiences who don't necessarily agree with their art.
Yeah.
So there is gonna be backlash, disagreement, etc.
Yeah, there is. I feel like that.
But if you were speaking to a Bone Thugs and Harmony community,
yeah. Which saying that I agree with
it'll probably be all applauses.
Yeah, that I agree a lot of the views that Busy Bone posts. Like a lot of things that he says with stuff that I was thinking about last week, and then he said it word for word, and it gave me chills. And I was like, "That's crazy." He took the words out of my mouth. And that's happened more than once. And I'm thinking it's probably because we're both Virgo. That's Virgos or something like that, or just we're on the same wavelength, whatever. I don't agree with every little thing he says, and I can see why some people get pissed about it, but a lot of stuff I do agree with. Same thing with other personalities out there. I say, oh yeah, that's dead on what I think about sometimes, but it's that's why I think like opinions are hard because you get pissed. And I was thinking, I'm gonna get unhinged and go nuts like Alex Jones or something, but then that's not really the best way because he got canceled on everything. So maybe that's not the best route if I want to have some kind of success. I think we could still say our opinions to each other in a respectful way and have a real debate without one person just getting mad and saying, screw you, I'm not talking to you. Because that's what all I see online. It's like, oh, if you think this, then I'm not your friend anymore. Or I'm not going to listen to what you have to say. Well, why can't we ever find a middle ground?
That's right.
Find that somehow, right? I mean, I feel like
we can. I believe we can.
Some kind of middle ground or learn from each other. Like be open-minded. I'm trying to just listen more now to different people. And I was like, okay, I'm listening. I don't want to just be closed-minded or say, oh, because I listened to this one podcaster, I'm just gonna go along with what he says. Or I heard this on the news
we talked about.
Right. So yeah, I think we do have to come together as humans and not say, oh, well, you believe in this and I believe in that, so we're not friends. Why can't we just be friends? We both like food. We both love family. We love the sun. So there's something common there, right? Between all of us, I think.
That's interesting.
Right? Doesn't everybody like to eat?
No. I'm going to go real deep in that.
Okay, here we go. Let's go deep.
Okay.
That's interesting that we expect a title to be able to perform that way. Like, oh, the title of a job title of being a streamer, or just the community that one belongs to, of being a streamer, or being I don't know, of being a gardener, or whatever title we say. Oh, they as gardeners, we should be able to come together, or whatever. Why is it that here we go?
Okay.
Making sure I articulate the words right. Why is it that we can expect man-made concepts such as influencers, gardeners, etc., to perform with perfection, and the creation of human beings made by whatever deity you pray to can't do the same? Because we expect as influencers for us to all come together and say, hey, you're an influencer, I'm an influencer. We should work together, although we have opposing views. Women can't do
Right.
that.
Right.
It doesn't happen that often.
Men can't do that.
No,
Black people can't do that. The human
Right.
race, including all of the races and orientations, can't say, hey, we're all human. We all identify. We have this same similar thing, you know, like how we were all gardeners or influencers. Why can't we just put our differences aside and say, hey, we all belong to this community. We all are
Yeah.
influencers. We're all gardeners. We're all human.
Yeah.
And, you know, we have a
Exactly.
different message, but we should get along and support each other. You can't even do that
Yes.
with humankind. That's
Right.
ludicrous for you to think of influencers, to have the expectation for influencers to get together and do that.
That's sad.
No, but you know what it is though? I see like all these influencers will only kind of go with their people that are they're like-minded. Like, let's say they're red pill or whatever. They'll only form a group with those guys or collab. And if it's an opposing group, if they ever do collab, it's just an argument. Let's say it's like a guy
Debate or something. Yeah.
Yeah, or just fighting. It's not even a real debate. At least if you have a real debate, you can have an intelligent conversation, right? But they just yell and get mad and start name calling. It's like first grade. It's first grade.
It sounds to me like the dynamics of the high school cafeteria.
That's what it looks like.
Look at my shirt. Look at my shirt.
Yeah, it's like high school. It's like high school
the same
again.
dynamics of the high school cafeteria. You're gonna sit with people who like what you have to say, who like you.
Right, the people that are into heavy metal or hip hop,
so
or skaters,
I mean, you're gonna link up with those people in your community. And when you have an outsider at your table, it's not always conflict, but there could be, because you may clash with what we do here.
Yeah.
Is that instinct or programming?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Because how come when we were in elementary, we used to kind of mingle with everyone? I noticed in elementary, there weren't those little groups like in high school. I saw them more in high school. They're like, okay, all the people that listen to this music.
the older you get, the more
that's where you see the little
different sections,
I'm gonna lean
towards and clans.
I'm gonna lean towards programming.
Yeah, I think
answer the question, because I think about the study that was done, and speaking of the study that was done, I meant, let me get my lighting together. I meant to speak to this earlier about the title of the Human Library. Let me tell you something. I love that.
Yes, the Human Library speaks.
I love that title, but it's a fault in the Human Library. I don't have references. Okay, I have come in contact with the information, but can I tell you?
Where to find it?
//
To back it up, yeah.
But if you can Google what I'm saying or the gist of what I'm saying, I'm not a liar.
Oh yeah.
So getting back on topic, we were talking about how programming. We were talking about programming. With the programming, I lean towards programming because
programming, definitely.
I think about this study or exercise I've seen where kids kind of just really react to one another in an organic way. And the saying is that racism is taught, not inherited.
Exactly.
So when I think about the group or cliques scenario, that's an example of elitism to a degree. In my mind. So that's a kind of learned behavior, because children really will play with anyone.
Exactly. Elementary.
You know what I mean? Until they're taught that, this child has buck teeth. Buck teeth is a trait that we despise. And it goes from there. That behavior is learned.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But very good question, though.
Wow, this got really deep. This conversation is awesome. I love this. It's like stuff that I've been thinking about.
Even throughout history has taught us about sex and hierarchy.
Yeah.
And how this particular group has to do this and this particular group has to do that.
Well,
that's throughout history.
That is throughout history. So that's why I find certain practices crazy. Like who are we to judge anyone? Because let's get into it. If we're going to talk about gender roles and stuff in history, okay, let's
Yeah.
talk about it. In the Roman army, it was a thing for the soldiers to fuck one another. Oh, I can't see that on camera. Sorry. For them to sleep with one another. And they thought that taking in the sperm of another warrior was a thing, or something with the dominating of another man was a thing that would make their army a little bit more excellent.
Oh,
That
I
was the
heard about
practice they
that.
believed. So, what does that tell you? Male to male contact wasn't despised of in the culture, in society at that time, at least in their society. You know, as long as you were a part of the army, you could say, I did it for the flag, basically. But then you flash forward, and it's in some communities that behavior is despised of. I could take it another way. Everybody wore dresses. They wore beautiful gowns and sandals back in the day. Pants were not a thing. Everyone wore, and some of them wore wigs, depending on the job you had. Oh, you finna sit and make judgment over somebody's life? Let's get you the finest lace front and let's powder that thing down.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Culturally,
Mhm.
it's accepted for you to wear a wig and wear a dress.
Yeah, didn't they wear
So,
robes back in the old days, like robes type things, right?
what
Or
did Jesus wear? Explain Jesus' outfit.
A tunic.
yeah, like a
A
tunic.
tunic
Yeah.
is a fancy name for a dress. It's the same garment, one single piece of fabric to cover the body. Period.
What about like a kilt in over there in
Skirt,
Scotland?
the mini skirt.
Yeah, the kilt.
Yeah, the mini
Right.
skirt.
Right. The men wear those over there. That's like the custom.
Right. So, it's just about what group of people you with at the time. When you go into talking about those gender roles, society has tested many things. Men have worn loose pants, men have worn tight pants. Depending on the year you were in, you were deemed as very masculine. So when you get into the conversation about gender roles and society, what year you in and what group you want to fit in, basically.
Yeah. Shakespeare days, they wore tights.
They
Right.
wore tights.
In
They
the
wore wigs. They wore
right.
makeup.
In the what was it called? The Robin
Not
Hood
even
days.
too long ago in the 80s.
Oh, the
And this is
80s.
gonna
Yeah.
appeal to those metalheads, those headbangers. The
Yeah.
jeans were so tight that literally there was a market for a device somewhat like bar pliers designed to grip the zipper and zip them up. And these were
Oh, I
pants
remember
worn by
that.
men.
I remember that, bro.
If you
Wow.
didn't want to buy the device, you just simply got pliers.
That's crazy.
Flash forward 90s, 2000, you ever wear you ostracized as a straight man wearing pants that tight.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
wearing 3X's over here and we really fit a small. You ain't got enough clothes on, my boy. Like,
Yeah.
so when you get into that topic, what group you want to fit in and what year you in?
Hmm. Yeah. I guess the era does define like
Right.
where the
I get it.
expectations and where the trends are going. Because you're right, it's been flip flopping throughout the centuries.
Right, right.
So
Like,
what?
so
I got a question. Who is deciding like which way it's going? Like
Yeah, yeah, that's a
who
great
is
question.
the puppet master that's saying, all right, we're in the era of the
I think
Pisces.
sometimes we like to believe as humans because we're arrogant and we don't like to ever believe that we're stupid or we're the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Mm-hmm.
we like to lean on the idea that there's some extenuating force manipulating us, kind of like how, I don't know, like a guy could be doing great all his life, right?
Right.
And then he decides, okay, I'm gonna go sleep with the mother at the church. And then people will say, "Oh, the devil made him do it." Da, 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 da. Okay. So I think as humans, we like to be comfortable with the idea that us being stupid or us doing stupid stuff is because of something else. When actually, we're morons that when we see something we like, we try to imitate it. So I don't think it's a just force that decides, okay, this is masculine or feminine. I think it's us. Like, watch, I feel that if right now the YNs decided, and I don't mean just some of them, the ones that will say, no, man, we don't get that. I mean, like all of them collectively.
Yeah.
If the YNs started sporting some type of, I don't know, getting all their nails painted and ran it. So now what? It's trendy. It's trendy with hip hop culture. Next, now hip hop culture. Oh, everybody want their nails painted, right? Then that spills over to other societies saying, "Oh, it's trendy for now." Louis Vuitton has released this new bottle of nail polish. Like everybody, every man now is painting their nails. Now it's culturally. It starts as what? A fad.
Yeah.
It starts as a fad that so many people accept. So now we're all doing it. And those of you who have not made the conversion, you are weird and you should be ostracized for it.
Yeah, but it's crazy how that happens.
But the thing
why can't things just be a choice? You know, either you do or you don't. If you do, okay. And if you don't, okay.
Yeah, but when you talk about painting the nails, I think Ozzy Osbourne and Marilyn Manson were doing it way before everybody. But back then, it was considered weird.
Well,
you know, like
I wasn't saying the YN started it. I don't want to get that construed. I'm not
like
saying they originated the concept, of course, and there were probably guys before them that did it that we're not giving credit to.
But hip hoppers weren't doing it when Marilyn Manson was doing it. Back then, it was like Marilyn Manson was doing.
Was hip hop a thing during that time?
Yeah,
or was the state of hip hop
actually
during metal? But no. You're speaking to a genre Marilyn Manson participates in that has been doing it. That like the people in his genre were doing it before him. In hip hop,
it wasn't going on.
Somewhat of new, so you know they're finding their way.
Yeah.
I can get that. You know, you had Drake at one time painting his nails. You had NBA YoungBoy with the same assignment. I mean, you know, with the same assignment agenda, painting his nails too. And in those
what is the agenda? That is that language right there.
Okay, so
wait. Let me pause and finish prefacing it.
Okay.
So when you say things like, yeah, they did wear dresses back in the day, now they don't, and I accept, and that's crazy, like how you can't just really be yourself, right? And then when a person chooses to be their self, you say it's an agenda. You're part of the audience that bought into the fad that says because you're not participating in the fad of not having your nails painted as a man, you should be ostracized.
Well,
so sometimes it starts with us unknowingly having behaviors that we want better. We want to think that we are this tolerant, etc., supportive person. But sometimes there are practices.
I mean, that's not necessarily what I was saying, because
that are like detrimental to the overall message that we want to say.
Okay, but look, if he was being himself, why wasn't he being himself from day one? Why do it now?
Well,
and I know, wait, I know people change. I know things change.
Not even people change.
But this
one, I'm gonna give you an example in your real life.
But this is a dramatic change. Plus, you are a influencer. You are a role model.
No, he's a person.
He's a person. No.
He's a person who's
no.
living his life. Because I think
Once
where you're
once
going with that
he's
is painting your
once
nails.
he's published, he has, not saying that he wanted the responsibility, but he had the responsibility to set the example because people are following him like sheep. He is
He
a
is setting the
shepherd. He
example
is a
because he
shepherd,
painted.
whether he like it or
Because
not.
he painted
But
his
what I'm saying,
nails.
if you're
How
being
did he
yourself, be
stop becoming
yourself.
the example?
But if you're being yourself, be yourself. All right, cool. I'm cool with that. But why wasn't you yourself from day one?
Okay.
What are you trying to say? Oh, now that you have the money
let me
and the
speak to this.
power and the
No,
respect, now
let
is
me speak to
okay.
this.
Let me take off my costume and be what I really am. What I
Okay.
really should have been since day one.
Ooh, I'm glad you said that last
And
part.
no, I'm not going to labels. What I'm going to is the expression of creativity. If you're
Okay.
this way now, wholeheartedly, why wasn't you this way from day one? And like I said, I understand people change, but you should at least left some breadcrumbs to say, hey, this is the journey I own. This is point A, and this is the end goal here.
Oh, I got so many points. I really, if you don't cut it off, I'm gonna forget most of my script.
All right, I'm landing.
Last
Bam.
thing with the
Go ahead.
breadcrumbs. Why
Okay.
wasn't there any left?
Mm-hmm.
And I've known you for years, right?
Okay.
So I'm finna attach some things to you so you can see it. And
You guys
see,
really knew each other for
it's
years. I
crazy.
didn't know that. Whoa.
I've known of him for years because I've been friends with Amy, but we became close within the past 2 years or so. We've interacted.
Yeah, when I
Um,
first met Amy, she was going to hang out with this guy named Sean and this girl named Ariel
Oh
yeah.
wow.
over in the ghetto somewhere. So
I
Over
didn't
in the
even know
ghetto,
that.
you
yeah.
tried it. We had the same zip code as you currently. You
Man,
definitely tried it.
she told me it was somewhere in the hood, man.
She
So
made that up and you want to project it. But me, listen, first of all, there is
I
nothing
never
wrong.
checked the
First of
address.
all, ooh, let me check myself because I almost like made it seem like the hood ain't nowhere to run from.
Right.
I can
So come
communicate
on,
with
man.
anybody,
You from
but at that
Jacktown.
time,
You're from Jacktown,
I was
Sean.
not living in the hood. But anyway, moving forward to what you were saying, those breadcrumbs. Why didn't you leave breadcrumbs?
Yeah. Why didn't he leave
Why
breadcrumbs?
didn't you experiment with your look?
Yeah, quite a few
You
times.
used to wear color contacts at one point.
I did. Yeah.
Okay. So in that, were there breadcrumbs that you left to people that said one day, I'm not gonna wear color contacts?
Nope.
No. And you just were experimenting with your look. I think when you said that him painting his nails was part of an agenda,
hmm
it kind of comes off as if, oh, he him painting his nails, now he's gay.
I didn't say
Because
that. First of
no, you
all,
didn't say that. You didn't say that. But it comes off as if it's more than just a shirt he wore that day. Because that's all it was. It was an accessory to an outfit. That's really how deep it ran. People experiment with looks all the time. For an example, that same best friend of mine that you mentioned went from wearing processed hair to now she has locks. Did she leave breadcrumbs along the way to say, hey, I'm going to stop wearing the hair crack?
well,
No,
in her case, she's sporadic, so she's
there's
not a good.
no
She's
real
not a.
excuse.
She's
She
not a
does.
good example. She's
Why
not a good
couldn't he
example
have? Why couldn't he have had a moment of being sporadic?
because he's an influencer,
Oh, and watch this.
and it's a journey, and it's a story. It's a
Watch
storyline.
this. And,
Yep.
and this goes back to my other point.
hmm
You're not part of his audience.
Says who?
You're not part of his audience.
Says who?
Oh, so you're a Drake fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, he listens to Drake. I hate
You're a
Drake,
Drake fan.
but he
Okay,
listens to Drake.
that's
Now,
great. Let's
now,
accept
now,
that.
I don't
now,
listen.
Let's
the
accept
last
that as well.
album, I stopped at views. Anything past views, I don't know anything about
Either
because
way, we've
But he used to listen to
established
Drake
that
way back in the
you
day.
are
He was the
a
biggest Drake
Drake
fan back in
fan.
the day.
I am a Drake
The
fan. I
next
used to
thing
watch
from there.
Drake on Degrassi
That's
before he
how
was
that's
Drake.
how much of a
Yeah,
fan he
yeah,
is.
I remember
Yeah,
him from there too. But
yeah.
moving on from that,
There you go.
the
Okay.
next point is you just simply disagree with his outfit.
Okay.
But the problem Here's the problem. Why their
What's the
behavior
problem?
is so dangerous of
What's the
what you
problem?
did by saying agenda.
Okay.
The problem is just because he wore an outfit that you didn't like, you demonized it and attached a very detrimental and hateful meaning to it.
Okay.
By
Okay.
saying agenda, you're saying in some way that by him having his nails painted, he's pushing a message that is not necessarily a positive one.
I didn't say that.
Just because you didn't agree with his outfit. You said that. You said he painted his nails when he got with the propaganda. He should have been painting his nails the whole time. Well, you don't wear
Yeah.
contacts now, so it's like you didn't wear contacts the whole time. Should I feel fooled that you didn't give me
Well,
breadcrumbs as a person who's
okay.
been watching you
Okay.
for
Okay.
years? I've been in
See,
your audience.
I'm
Like
glad
now
you
I
mentioned
feel
that. I'm
let
glad you
down
mentioned
because
that.
I thought a new color was coming.
Nope. See, look, I'm glad you mentioned that. So, you feel like I said something to be offensive in a way, so you took a shot at me about the color contacts. But see,
Whoa,
I'm
let's
about to get
stop
no, hold on, hold
running.
on, hold on, hold on, hold
Whoa.
on.
No, no,
I'm
no,
about
no,
to give
no.
you something. I'm
I
about to
can't
give you
co-sign
something.
that. I can't co-sign it. I can't co-sign
Okay,
it.
okay, I take that back. I take it
Co-sign it.
back. I
I
take
did
it back.
not take a
But
shot at you. The whole
okay,
time, I've only been giving you examples that apply to your real life because I know you. You making the
okay,
choice to wear color
okay,
contacts is not something I despise.
okay.
So
But
I
so
can't
check this out.
attack you with that.
So check this out, Sean SK.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is the first time it's been disclosed publicly. I'm sure people like, oh yeah, I noticed your eye color change because I've had it said to me in public
Oh my
already.
God.
But this is the
I'm
first
so
time we're
sorry.
mentioning it. But look, from day one, that has always been Houdini Black's look. From day one, that is the persona I built from day one.
And what?
Until I decided that I wasn't going to be Houdini Black anymore, that I was going to be Coach Dini. So I took him out and I did a whole bunch of other things in my life to shed the Houdini Black persona because it was a character I was for a very, very, very long time since I was a youth. And it just became a who I was.
But that character can also experiment with his look. You could have started with blue contacts and switched to green.
Nah. It was
Like
a consistent brand until the day
but
I felt
wait.
like
That's the
I was no
characteristics.
longer Houdini Black.
That's the characteristics of that character.
See, but that
That
ain't what Drake
character
did.
is
That's not what
consistent.
Drake did. That
Well,
was
yeah,
day
he's
Drake
not
one.
was not.
consistent with his image. He's
Look.
not a
Hey,
consistent
check this
person with
out.
his image.
I'm gonna tell you something even else that's real personal. I was
Okay.
rocking this Houdini Black character for so long. My own mother asked me, "Was that my real color, eye color?" She's like, "Son, have your eyes always been this color?" Like she was so convinced because I had it for so long. Like we're talking about high school for so
Yeah,
long,
but
all the way up till like late 30s.
that's how you wanted to express that
No, that
character.
was well,
Mm,
yeah, in a
That's
way,
how you wanted to express that character.
yeah, in
That
a way.
character has a consistent look that's iconic for that character. Drake is not that.
He should be
He
that. I mean, come
no,
on.
that's your personal
He's a how
belief. That's
many
your personal
2 times,
belief.
8 times Grammy Award winning artist?
So he should wear the same thing or stick to the same style.
I mean,
Well,
I understand you
that's your
grow as
personal
a
belief.
brand and your people grow with you. So are you expecting your people to grow
No, you
into
don't
painting a
understand that
fingernail?
concept. You don't understand that concept if you don't leave room for them to experiment with their image. You don't truly understand that concept.
So he's pushing the concept of I'm growing to painting my nails now.
No, he just painted his nails that day. You made it deeper than it was. You attached
Because
all of
he's an
that to it
icon. He's an
because he's an
icon.
icon, but so was Marilyn Manson.
Okay, let's go
Yeah,
back. Let's go back
and
to that.
people paint their nails because of him and bite off chicken heads because of him.
Okay,
Well,
but
I think you're confusing Marilyn Manson with the Osborne guy. I
Ozzy,
think
yeah,
that's
that's
what's
Ozzy.
happening here. And it wasn't a chicken. I think it was a bat.
Bat chicken, something with wings got his head bit
Okay,
off.
so I'll give you guys a little bit of history. You guys have to think, where did all this stuff start with the dark image and painting the nails dark, right? It didn't just come out of nowhere. That, you know how it started with heavy metal? Well, if you listen to Ozzy Osbourne, he has a song called Mr. Crowley, where he's talking about this guy, right, that could do black magic and talk to the dead. And basically, Crowley was a dark magician that most of the heavy metal people
I'm familiar
got.
with Crowley.
Right. So that's where they got the whole thing about the dark, spooky, demonic, and then also the sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That all comes from him. So that influence got into that. And what's happening is a lot of hip hop artists want to, you know, be like the heavy metal ones, like what's his name, Little Uzi Vert, or Lucifer, if you say fast. He said, I want to be like Marilyn Manson, and he started painting the nails, I think, before everybody, if I remember correctly. But anyways, that's how you gotta understand where stuff started.
Okay, so that may have started that way for a certain group of people, but it goes back to the fad. When it becomes trendy, people don't know the meaning that's attached. They're doing it because it looks good and it makes them feel good.
Right. They don't say, oh, it's because
has
this
no
guy did it first.
affiliation with Crowley's workings, teachings, etc. Probably views publicly opposed that of Crowley. So basically what I'm saying is it was a part of his outfit. That's it. It was just a part of his outfit. I think it was just as surface level as that.
Part of an outfit.
So you think it's because they're being influenced by the heavy metal stuff that was first inspired by Crowley?
I mean, that may be an attribute of the heavy metal culture.
Right.
Was trendy,
now I think the heavy metal culture
big and bled over to other communities.
Yeah, I think it's coming into the hip hop culture. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that he painted his nails because
in honor
part
of Marilyn
a message or
right.
No, I think it was just like trendy. Other guys are doing it. It's kind of part of the culture right now. I want to experiment with my look, you know, because there was a point in time where men dyeing their hair was something they could be ostracized about, and their masculinity could be challenged. Now it's a regular haircut for a man to get the tips of his hair dyed, bleached, or whatever the case may be. So, I mean, it's not as deep as some, and of course, fashion and cosmetics and stuff is an expression, but sometimes I think we write things off because it's not something we would do, and just because it's not something we would do, we don't have to demonize it or attack it. You know what I mean? Because there are things that we do that people don't accept. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day,
you could just say anything these days and they don't like it. I could say anything almost. Like, I keep it very lighthearted online, but anything I say, it's like, oh, it'll cause controversy. I was like, wow. It's a like Ouija board. I have to say agree with somebody, and then I just send them into a frenzy. Imagine if I put some deep thoughts out there. Man, that would blow their mind. But no, but I think it's good that we have these discussions, man. I like to always know where stuff started and where it came from. Then I start understanding the world better. And when I see it,
things do have their origins. And
I always tell people, like, I can look at stuff and I'll tell people I know what that means, and they're like, "How do you know?" Because I studied history. I'd studied deeper things, not because I'm into it, but just to know. You know, I like knowing stuff, not because I practice anything.
Right?
Dark.
Yeah. You got to stay, you know, ahead of sometimes the playbook.
Yeah, just know what's going on, or
the information is out there, and you got to sometimes know what to look for. You got to look for the road signs.
Yeah, history is important. Knowledge is important. And I always think, like, you know, the more you know, the more powerful you are.
Oh yeah. Knowledge is power.
Yeah, I always tell people that, like, but like, I always think psychology is kind of interesting, how you could say any little thing and people get riled up. And I was thinking, that's interesting. And you already know what you can say. You could say, I like this person instead of this person. They'll get mad. And like, wow, is it really that easy? Is it that everyone's brainwashed to think a certain way, or the culture made them think like that, or the TV? Why does everyone get mad when you say, I like this person, or I agree with this view, and all of a sudden I'm pissed? I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? You ever thought about that? I was just thinking about that the other day. It's like, but dang, man, it's like, and I don't know. I don't really get mad when people post stuff. I understand why they're posting it, because I know the information they're consuming and why they think the way they think. So I'm like, yeah, you know, it makes sense. This person would be mad about this or that. I don't get mad. I just like to look at everything and analyze it, and then formulate my own opinion. And then it's good to talk about it, because the more you know, the more powerful you are. And knowledge, man. I love it.
Yeah.
I like to
Great work here, guys.
Yeah, I think yeah, right. This is a good topic. I think we're one of the few podcasts that actually get somewhere. Every other podcast where I see they try to debate, it's just fighting. Like, you ever seen Uncensored with Piers Morgan? Uncensored? It's basically
every now and then.
there is no point to that show. They yell, and then if he doesn't agree, he cuts their mic off. I'm just like, what's the point of that? Like, there's no point to that show. It's the new Jerry Springer. It's the online streaming Jerry Springer. I'm just like, that's all that show is. It is entertaining. I'll give it that, but the conversations don't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
It's like a boxing match. It's like, I'm thinking, yeah, have opposing views, but let's at least like get somewhere, find a middle ground instead of just, I'm right, you're wrong, screw it. Oh, cut off.
Be respectful.
So, I used to be a Piers Morgan fan, but ever since he got fired, he just really showing his true colors.
Dude, he's unhinged. He's basically exploiting people for money. He's the new Jerry Springer. Yeah, he doesn't care about he doesn't even care about the topics. He wants to put the most opposing people together just so they can fight. And he's just there laughing. Because I'd like to have a show like that where people can have opposing views, but they can come to some kind of agreement. You know, like two opposing religious views come to some kind of agreement.
And then he's like this English man having opinions on American affairs. Like, bro, stay in Europe.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Like, you're not like us. You heard the song. Stay in Europe, Piers Morgan. You're not American. Stay out of American affairs.
We'll come on your show if you want to discuss
it. It's not personal. It's just I just don't understand his angle because he's in Europe but has opinion about America. It's just crazy.
It's because he wants to make money.
It's like a non-voter having an opinion about politics and you didn't vote.
Yeah, exactly. It's I just think he's doing it to make money. He's basically become the new Jerry Springer. That's what I've noticed. Because I try to watch some of his shows and I'm like, okay, it's kind of entertaining, but this is psychotic. There's no, they don't get anywhere. The conversation
definitely psychotic.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that's why I like our show. I'm telling people to come to this show because we do have more discussions, or we might even debate, or sometimes not agree. But then at the end of the day, we'll find something common ground. That's what's cool about the show. And that world doesn't have that. It's like everyone just wants to fight. I don't get it. Everyone just wants to, what is that? I don't know. But I think
have no idea.
We're probably going to be that show that changes the world. That one show that stands out. Because I watch all these other podcasts. I'm like, all they do is fight. Or when they don't agree, they cut their mic off or kick them off. I'm like, what is that? Like,
well, you know, man, drama sells.
I guess that's what it is. They're not really trying to spit knowledge or to like come to any conclusion. They just want to go crazy. Yeah.
So a couple of weeks, or it's a few weeks now, I asked SK for the herb of the week.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
That request.
What I give you?
Nothing.
I got you next week. I promise.
But I don't even think you read the message.
What are you saying? I think I may have read enough to say herb of the week, started thinking about it, and then kind of got crowded up there.
Yeah. I don't, you know what? I don't hold anything against anyone because I know life be lifing sometimes.
It does. I own it. I told you about the group chat earlier.
Yeah.
I spoke today. I owned it. But what's your point? I'm sorry. I don't want to.
Oh, well, I picked one.
Yes. Let's talk about it then.
I picked one. It's called Liquorice Root.
Oh, that sounds good.
I love Liquorice Root. It's very earthy, strong taste. You either like it or not.
See, I've never had this version of licorice. I always had it in candy version.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the candy's excellent.
Which is probably not real licorice.
Probably not. Not the real.
Probably imitation.
Yeah, it's honestly a better representative for the flavor than what it really is.
So people also ask, what is licorice root good for? Licorice root, with its sweet taste and long history of use, is traditionally valued for its potential to soothe sore throats, aid digestion, and support overall well-being, with some evidence suggesting benefits for skin health and even certain infections.
Ooh, powerful stuff.
Ooh, indeed.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I like, man. I'm all into health and healing and all this natural stuff. Yeah, I love it.
So that is
Yeah.
the herb of the week, licorice root. Get you some. They
I
have
need to
it in
get
pill
some.
form, powder form. I wonder if they have it in tea form. It might be bitter.
The best way that I like to do any of the herbs that we talk about is in its natural forms. Sure, they make supplements and stuff, but I prefer to make a tea out of what a tea can be made out of.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like my personal preference. There's a lot of evidence to support it hits the bloodstream faster, etc.
Oh.
But that's my personal preference because I feel that the process used to make some supplements come with different things, not necessarily all harmful, but just additives, whether it be the capsule or whatever, that I didn't necessarily sign up for. Now, adding water, I can sign up with for that. Adding a little water to whatever the herb is I want, I'll sign up for that. But
Yeah.
whatever other additives, preservatives, capsule makings, etc. I don't always want. And then I like to see the reaction fast. And I feel like in my experience, I have gotten faster reactions from whatever herb I was experimenting with as a tea rather
Mm-hmm.
than a capsule or powder or whatever.
Yeah, because you're
Well,
getting the purest form. When you get the
right.
purest form, it's just way better, way more potent. Just like if you have ginseng, you have the pure ginseng, it's better than the processed one in the tea bag. If you can get the pure stuff. So yeah, it's like, man, I gotta get some of that, but like in the pure form.
Okay, check this out. What if I took the extract from organic licorice root and I shot it into my veins?
Oh wow.
That's intense. I don't know if that I'm not co-signing that. I'm not co-signing that at all. But I
Wait,
will
why?
give you this. I like extracts and tinctures.
Mm-hmm.
If I could reach for one of those as opposed to a tea, I would because they're concentrated. And if you find the right vendors, they're made with like just pure alcohol and whatever herb you're using. And it,
Mm-hmm.
usually hits you a lot faster too. So I
Ooh.
do like tinctures and
Okay.
extracts too.
I didn't know that.
I just really
Uh,
prefer the liquid to any powder that my stomach has to process, digest, etc., etc., etc.
okay. I was just under the impression that shooting it directly into the vein would be more healthier to get it
I
to the bloodstream
mean, you
faster.
know what? You could be the guinea pig for your own explorations.
No,
Like,
I wasn't saying me. I was just
oh,
You
okay.
just say it in general, yeah.
yeah, in
Oh
general.
yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't volunteering. No,
No,
no.
I wouldn't recommend shooting any foreign substance into your veins. Like, I wouldn't. That's not something I'm a co-sign ever.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's safe. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but it doesn't sound safe. It's like,
Yeah, I'm not a doctor either, so that's the preference.
Yeah.
Don't go shooting extract and
yeah, don't be doing that.
into
'Cause
your veins thinking it's gonna get there faster. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm asking
Yeah.
questions here. I'm clueless like you. Ignorance or foolishness is bliss in this occasion. So I'm not sure. But yeah, that is the herb of the week.
I'm
A
gonna
great
get.
herb.
Eat that,
I just
don't
got
eat
my.
that. Sponsored by
Yeah,
M Eats with SK Mac and Dini. Doo, doo, doo.
that's awesome. That logo is lit. I
I
should
want some
start
chicken
posting.
now.
I should.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
right,
know. I should start
exactly.
posting that on my page and telling people to come watch the segment. Hey, that's a good promo
Like
thing.
it should be sponsored by some local chicken restaurant, like
Yes.
or
Yeah.
something. Like sponsored by Williams Chicken. No, I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
It
I didn't
should
mean to give
definitely
them
be a
that
chicken
plug for free.
restaurant.
I didn't.
Nah, no takebacks.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I want my
It's the
money.
internet. It lives forever.
Dang,
All right,
and we
guys.
live. You
We
right?
are 1 minute away from 11 o'clock Central Time. I believe it's game time. Today's game is guess the movie poster. Boom, boom,
Oh, this
boom.
should be pretty cool.
It
Yeah, this
should be.
should
How
be.
long is it?
I'm not sure, but there's like 100 of them.
Oh, it's only three of us. That's 33 per person.
Yeah, but or the first to 20.
The first to
20
10.
points.
Yeah, we could do that.
First to 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, first to 10
Whatever,
points.
First to
Okay.
whatever
10.
you guys want to
It's
do.
only three of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah,
True,
that
true
works.
It's gonna take forever.
I know.
That's right. It would take forever.
It's gonna
to
be
go
like
through
Jeopardy.
We would have a
100.
midnight show. Our show would be ending at midnight.
Oh,
Man,
we
we did 5 hours last week.
We just got a little too
Oh, that's
crazy.
5 hours is intense.
We got too deep into spiritual, like, and secrets of the universe, spirituality, different ideas. We got really out there.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, but we did.
Yeah, that was crazy. I looked at the time. I was like, oh man, I better let these guys go. It's like over 3 o'clock over there. You know, like I usually stay up, that late, but I was just like, yeah, no, that was crazy. That was a good episode though.
It got deep.
It got really deep. We didn't even go as deep as I can go. I just think if I go as deep as I can, people are gonna think I'm crazy. People always think I'm crazy when I say any little thing. So I'm thinking if I go super deep, they're gonna think this guy's out of his mind. But hey, it's good to have those good out there conversations, man. It's like
It is.
the deep conversations are fun. Like if you just talk about sports and beer all the time, I mean, you're gonna get tired of that.
That's right.
Sometimes you want to explore something else, like a little deeper, more profound. Yeah. All right, let's go. I hope it's Home Alone.
Right. So here's the order: SK Mac, Poegosi, and Dini. This is Guess the Movie by the poster. We don't have a champion in this genre because this is a brand new game. So
that's why SK Mac showed up. He's like, I need to get this belt.
Yeah, let me get this title.
I already knew, like when he showed up, he's like, yeah, he's coming for the title.
You're up first, SK. You ready?
Let's do it.
Top movies quiz show. Good luck.
Olympus down. Olympus falling.
Yep.
Okay, we'll give it to you.
Very good.
Yes. Thank you.
Poegosi?
Joker. Part
Okay,
one.
okay.
Yeah, the first one.
That is gonna be fun.
This is gonna be really fun.
Oh man. Furry.
What?
I didn't know.
What is that?
SK Mac.
Here we go. Along came. No, that's not it.
What? I've never seen that.
Poegosi.
Independence Day, starring Will Smith.
Yep.
He doesn't get bonus for naming the actor.
No, there's no bonus.
Mission Impossible.
Ooh.
Which one?
There's so many of them.
We'll give it to him.
SK.
Hunger Games.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Poegosi.
When a man loves a woman.
That's
I
it.
don't think so.
Oh, I didn't know that was that movie. Dang. Oh,
I have no idea.
you know it.
I don't. Rain Man. Oh man. SK Mac.
Venom.
Yeah, it has to be. I mean, what else would it be?
Right. Poegosi.
Okay, let's see. The Terminal. Starring
Okay.
one guy. Yeah, I love this movie.
Yeah,
Starting
okay.
that one guy is crazy.
I have no idea.
What is that?
Traffic.
Traffic.
That
I've never
movie
seen
was
it.
wild.
Okay, I need to see it. Then.
SK Mac.
Alien.
That looks like it. It's gotta be. I mean,
The
The
Fly.
Fly.
close.
Poegosi.
The Fugitive, starring Harrison Ford.
Dang, knowledge.
Yeah, but they're giving me the old school tapes I have. I have these.
Jurassic Park.
Woo! That's knowledge.
What? Really?
You know what I'm saying? That's knowledge. I mean, come on.
SK Mac.
Insidious. Shutter Island. Sorry.
Ooh, that was what a great
Shutter
comeback.
Island. Yeah, I
That was
love
a
Shutter
beautiful
Island.
comeback.
That was a crazy movie.
That was awesome.
Poegosi.
The Office? Office Space. Oh, I've never seen that. That'd be something with an office.
28 days
Yup.
later.
Oh yeah.
That's
SK
knowledge.
That fever dream of a movie. Mad Max.
Yeah.
Something Fury.
Yeah. Road.
Fury Road.
Poegosi.
300.
It was really not even 300. It was more like 274.
Right, they had that wrong historically.
The Devil Wears Prada.
That is my favorite movie. That is my favorite movie.
Oh, that's knowledge.
Miranda Priestley is iconic.
SK Mac.
Matrix.
Yeah, that's my favorite movie.
Reload, Back at It Again, or something.
No, yeah, you got it. Dude, that's
Poegosi.
I can't remember this one. I've never seen that. That's why I'm like looking at it, trying to think what it could be like.
Getting it on.
I was trying to give you like a clue.
Break the
Shining.
What? That's not the official cover though.
Poegosi.
Jaws.
It's absolutely not. It's the Megalodon.
The Meg.
I've never seen that. Well, that looks scarier than Jaws then.
I have no
Oh, I
idea.
love this movie. I love this movie. That's
I've never
a good
seen
movie.
that.
Go watch it. Do your
Okay,
special favor. Meet me later.
I gotta see it. Yes.
SK Mac.
AI Bio. Dang.
Ex Machina.
I've heard of that, but I don't know what the
Poegosi.
The Blues Brothers. I don't know.
No, he actually did good in this movie.
I didn't see this.
That was like one of his best performances.
Now this is where I'm getting screwed. All the ones I didn't see.
Transporter.
Ooh, that's knowledge.
It's not.
Jason Statham, baby.
Yeah, it is.
You were serious.
You know it. Oh, you know, I thought it was something else.
Poegosi.
Oh, I love this movie.
Rihanna.
Spaceships.
I love this movie.
I never seen it.
Man, she killed her scene when her intro. Oh my gosh, she amazing.
Casino.
It's not.
Wall Street.
What? I've never seen that.
SK.
Oh,
Lord of the Rings.
too easy. That's the cover I have on my DVD one. Man.
Poegosi.
Dirty Harry.
No.
Dear
I've never seen that. That looks good though. Yes, the gun and everything. That looks intense.
Steve Jobs. Steve.
Yeah. Yup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Knowledge. That's knowledge, man.
SK Mac.
The Booney, but not the Booney.
Bridge on the
Oh
river.
no, I wouldn't know. No.
Poegosi.
That's like a Prometheus.
Okay.
Prometheus.
In the words of Poegosi, that's knowledge.
Yeah, that was knowledge. A good guess.
Love this movie. Love this movie.
American
Yo.
Psycho. Yo,
Yo.
this is a good movie. A lot of blood. Lots of blood.
SK Mac.
Oh, this is a new movie too. Lamb.
I saw that, but I didn't know that was the poster for it.
Poegosi. Me either.
John Wick, baby.
Bless me.
Bless you.
What? I didn't think that was the poster.
Candyland.
Zombieland.
Zombieland. I knew it was
so
something land. SK Mac.
Mamma Mia.
That's gotta be it.
Yeah, it is it. That's got Meryl Streep in it, boy.
I've never seen that.
Poegosi.
Rocky.
Is it?
I don't
I
know.
don't think so. Raging Bull.
Damn it! It was another boxing movie. Oh man.
Oh, I have no idea.
Along Came a Spider. Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay.
Very close though. It's a similar movie.
SK Mac.
Oh, X-Men.
Oh, it is.
New Class.
That is.
Apocalypse.
Oh man.
Poegosi.
The movie. Oh, with Michael Douglas. Damn it! I knew it was one of those horny movies, but I forget the name of it.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah. That's it.
Walk the line.
What? But wasn't it based on Johnny Cash?
It was.
Yeah.
That was
SK
not the
Mac.
title.
Ah.
You know the movie?
I know. I don't know that one. I've never seen
Poegosi.
Martian?
I don't think so.
Interstellar?
Dang, you got it.
Good one. Pretty Woman.
Ooh, no, sir.
Oh.
What? I've never seen that either.
Me either. SK Mac. Gangs of New York.
Never seen that. I mean, I never seen that poster. I think I saw the movie.
Poegosi.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Very first one. I have the cover. Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
Good job.
One of the scariest movies ever. Freaks me out.
SK Mac.
Thor.
Oh yeah.
Poegosi.
I don't know. Donnie Brasco.
Midnight Cowboy.
Oh, I don't know that one. It looks something like something out of Donnie Brasco. What is this?
Inception.
Okay.
Yo.
Oh, that's knowledge.
Dune.
Dune.
You heard me, right?
Oh, you said Dune?
Yeah, I said it.
Okay. Well, that's the game.
Okay.
Oh,
That is game.
A new category. And
It was so close. Here's the score. SK Mac 10, Poegosi 9, Dini 9.
Oh, it was pretty
crazy.
Close. That was pretty cool.
Yay! You guys did good this time.
I know we actually got.
Oh, you know what? I should give Poegosi and myself finish our round. Right?
Yeah, because I was first.
Right.
That's right. Go ahead.
Poegosi, this is you.
Okay. Speed. I don't know. I've never seen that poster, so.
Speed.
Yeah, I've never seen a lot of these.
Good job.
Yeah, I haven't seen this. The first I've seen.
Oh, come on.
There goes Dini.
Oh,
yep, there goes Dini. Chinatown. Okay, this is between SK Mac and Poegosi.
Ooh, because my phone don't work. Oh, this me? Fight Club.
Too easy. I'm gonna die right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Poegosi.
It's gonna be so weird.
Where's my
the Untouchables? I don't know.
Huh? Yeah.
I died. I've seen that, but I've never seen the poster. Very good job, SK Mac.
Thank you.
Woo.
Yep, very good job. SK Mac is.
I like to win right when I do.
Right. He's like, I'll defeat you. I don't care. We'll just finish it. We'll like close the show with like
100% supportive
go
of
into
it.
like overtime Jeopardy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was indeed.
He's like, I came here to take the belt. I've been gone. He's like, I've been gone for a bit, but I came back to get the championship belt around my waist.
That's crazy. We let him win.
Just in time for WrestleMania.
You didn't let anything. Let's be clear.
That's crazy. He been gone for 2 weeks and we let him win.
You're the same person.
Where they do that at? Nope, you're not.
He
changed
You're
after
the
2
same
weeks.
person.
Yeah, he comes back. He comes back and he's like, I had to win the belt right before WrestleMania.
Who has not received their trophy mustard bottle?
Oh, I forgot all about it.
I wanted the viewers to know. I think you'll do it now that the viewers know.
Yep, you're right. You're right. I would.
It's
Thank
because
you.
It's that winner mentality.
Yeah, man. Yeesh.
Yeah, it's because we took a break from doing the show at all, and then after that, some of us took a break. I think and even today, some of us are back, some of us are not. But it's good that at least some of us are here every
Yeah, the
week.
transition of seasons bring a lot
It's
of
probably
things.
what it is, right? That we're going from winter to spring or fall to spring or something. We're
Yeah.
definitely in spring. I think it's what it is. And then from there, we'll go to spring to summer. I think around summer, more of us will be here. It always feels like in the summer, it's more lit when we get like a big group together. I'll try to get more people to come on the show or to at least be in the chat too. I need to start telling people this is the one show where we actually have debates and get somewhere, or like have discussions that go somewhere instead of just I notice all these other podcasts don't really get anywhere with their discussions. It's just crazy. I was watching all these other group ones. It's like, I'm like, man, they just fight and that's it. And like, cut people's mic off. People get kicked off set. It's just insanity. It's basically becoming Jerry Springer. That's what most of the shows are. And I'm thinking, I don't know. I mean, if I was going to be that, it'd be kind of fake because I don't really do that. I'm not going to start Jerry.
Jerry,
I mean? It's just not. Yeah. If I do the dark persona, at least there's some truth to that because that is part of my life and history. So there would be some reality to that persona. But then if I do the Jerry Springer, they're going to know that's totally phony. So yeah.
Yeah, you got to stay true to yourself.
Right. Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. This is
Good
episode
show.
122. Another one's in the bag.
Woo!
It's the homies in the house, SK Mac,
Hey, y'all.
and myself, Dini. We wish y'all a good rest of this week. Hope you guys have a great week. This is Easter week, actually. Easter weekend.
Passover and all of those things. So
Good Friday.
whatever you're celebrating.
Have a beautiful one.
From our team to yours, celebrating.
Even if it's just, around family and friends, just make the most of it because you never know how much time you have with the person. And it's just super important to be present, be in the moment,
Yes.
Just be in the moment. All right, guys. Happy Thursday and see you guys next week. Peace out.
See you next week. Good night, y'all.
Good night. Peace.